Everyone, welcome to another podcast episode here at High Level. We call them the High Level Spotlight Sessions. And I've got a special group of guys here, Shawn and Javier. I've met these guys early in their stages of their relationship with High Level. They've came to masterminds. I've seen them launch multiple brands at this point. And we want to tell you a little bit about FormWise. But before we go into their current adventure, first of all, I just want to say thank you to you guys for saying yes, jumping in, and the willingness to share your story. You've won multiple awards with us. But I just want to first of all just acknowledge you for your willingness to share the trials, the tribulations, the tears, the joy, and the celebrations.
Yeah, man.
Shawn, welcome in, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we've been with you guys for almost 5 years now, which is crazy. So thanks so much for having us on the show.
And before we go any further, let me share a couple of notes about Shawn first. Shawn Greenway, I see him, almost like a twin sometimes. He's a sales and marketing guy, and very much on the strategy side. And Javier is more like the engineer. And you always have to have the yin and the yang. And I see your relationship always as a good standard for a lot of partners to look at. Here, Shawn has a background of almost 20 plus years in sales and business development, spent years in mortgage and insurance, started off with High Level back in 2019, built multiple brands, and you're doing FormWise.ai now. And Javier is, one of the geniuses behind the scenes that you may not see all the time in the front, but he is the genius that makes the engine run the way it runs. He's a double SaaSPRENEUR award winner as well with FormWise, and it serves hundreds and hundreds of agencies today. But help us understand how y'all met. What's the relationship? What's the story? Like, let's get right into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's very cool. We've told this many times, and I've even told this from stages that I was in the mortgage industry at the time back, this was probably even 2018. And I come across Javier, met him through a friend of mine. And at the time, he had a small agency building websites, typical social media stuff. And I got him to do some work with me because I was in business development at the end of my term with the mortgages. And so he come with me. I met with a few developers, and I really liked the guy, liked his work. I was kind of coming at the end of my term there because I really wasn't enjoying what I was doing. I was really gravitating to the marketing side because it was natural for me. I was doing, videos, video production. So one day I just had this light bulb and I called him. I said, bro, I said, let's meet. Let's talk about coming together. So long story short, I literally walked away from, big position, big money to team up with Javier. And he'd already had a really good business going. So we teamed up, and that was in early 2019. And then, Paulson, we found you guys in November of 19. So it was a perfect timing for everything because, like you said, that mix, that yin and the yang, like we have people asking us all the time, how do you find a partnership like you guys have? It's like, it's tough for me and Hobby with our faith, it's God sent. Like we both had prayed about, finding the right things, and sometimes it just comes together, and here we are. Now, the times are not always good because we fight, but it's a good fight because we know where we're headed.
Yeah, and there's definitely a spirituality around business entrepreneurship, right? So when you have
Absolutely.
these common grounds, it's much easier to build on. It's much easier to disagree on things and agree on things, or put brakes and gas on all at the same time. Javier, what's your side of the story? How did how did this all come about? I mean,
Yeah, no, I definitely do think it's Providence because I met Shawn by meeting a mutual connection on a Facebook group for web designers. So I noticed somebody posted a church website. And I'm like, hey, I know that church, and he wanted feedback, and I reached out to that person, made a relationship with that person. He would send me projects, and then one day he texted me, is like, hey, would you be willing to do a chiropractor website? Somebody's looking for one. You might want to meet them. That he gave me his number. We met at the coffee shop. That's how I met Shawn. So I always go back and think, it's like, what if I would have been watching YouTube or Netflix, or doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing, and I wouldn't have been on that Facebook group, and I wouldn't have met that guy that introduced me to Shawn. like where would my life be? And I always think of those moments. Um, but yeah, I mean, Shawn was going to be my client, and I was going to build my chiropractor website. And then, of course, that, Shawn with all the bit, I mean, because he knows a ton of business people, of course, feeding me projects. We went to go talk to a builder, a developer, loan officers, and then I was exiting an agency I wasn't very happy with. I had again, back to that partnership. I didn't have that yin and yang. I just had the yang, and I felt like that other partner really, his heart was in it. It was my first ever real business venture, so I didn't really audit that partner. I just thought it'd be cool to start a partnership. I just thought it was going to be rainbows and roses, and it was just we were both going to be working all the time. But he saw it more as a, I don't know how he saw it. Anyways, I had to get out of that situation. Shawn actually helped me get out of that because I had no experience in that, and I'm so glad I pulled that band-aid because it flourished into what we have now, and
Yeah.
meeting high level and getting high level, like our business integrated with high level. It's been an incredible journey,
Yeah.
and we're so
Yeah.
grateful.
We
And
may
I
not even be here without high level too. I'll go ahead and just say that out front. Like if we wouldn't have found you guys in
Yep.
November of 19, we might not even be on this call. So thanks to
Oh,
absolutely.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
everybody up the ladder.
Absolutely. So, as we kind of planned out this podcast for today, we came up with a common theme. I love structuring these the right way so we can stay on theme. So, we're going to talk about, for those of you that are watching, we're going to talk about AI as a service. Now, we know that the term AI gets thrown around. There's a lot of misunderstandings around it. People see that's just another trend and you're just jumping in, another AI thing. But I really want all of you to pay attention to this conversation because I do know both Shawn and Javier are practitioners of the technology. They have built multiple products and services and courses, all kinds of stuff and enterprise deals. Like I'm very well aware of their progress. So AI as a service is going to be the topic of our discussion today. To make sure we elaborate through the right way, we're going to have a couple of discussions. First discussion, Javi, if you don't mind, let's talk about what role agencies play in AI adoption. And let's also talk about what is brand and what are brand niche specific tools that are relevant to maybe SMBs or folks that are not as tech savvy, essentially. And Shawn, if you don't mind, let's talk about using AI tools for the sales channels to help you sell more items, right?
Hmm.
And then let's also, Shawn, talk about using AI to help position the agencies as an authority in the AI space, almost like the bulletproof agent mentality, right? So, Javier, let's go right into this conversation about AI. What is AI? How is it relevant to high level? Like, what help us understand AI as a service?
Yeah, I mean, and broadly speaking, AI as a service is going to encompass, chat bots, conversational AI, appointment booking bots, tools that you can create with like FormWise, even ChatGPT. Like there are consultants out there that, run workshops to teach business owners how to use ChatGPT. So AI as a service, we see agencies, especially on the FormWise side, because we serve a lot of agencies, and even as a agency owner, GHL SaaS, we see agencies as the conduits for deploying this technology effectively. Just like agencies are the conduits to deploying marketing automation effectively with GHL, business owners, there's, a lot of gripe in the community sometimes, like, can a business just go sign up with high level? Can't they just go do these things themselves? Absolutely, they cannot, because the barrier to execution is just getting higher and higher and higher. We GHO agencies, in our opinion, especially GHO agencies, is who I'm speaking to, have to become growth experts, have to become marketing automation experts, have to become AI experts, because their clients trust them and they need them to be the ones that are going to help them make those decisions on where to deploy AI. And that's where we see a lot of agencies find success. Because again, if you're like in a niche, particularly, let's just say you serve real estate agents, you know, and your agent, you're already doing, Facebook ads for them, or you're setting up some workflows for them. The next thing, instead of sending them straight to ChatGPT or having them go sign up for a different SaaS, you should be the one that is starting to talk about AI in that specific niche or space. Because again, just like, even to this day, people don't go straight to GoDaddy to get a domain and build a website. they go through partners and growth experts to deploy even like what we think is a simple website. A lot of people still have to go through an agency to build a website because they're too busy running their business. You're the expert. We see AI, particularly AI, with again the broad spectrum of services that you can use AI to effectively grow a business with. We see agencies as again those conduits, those deployers, almost like think about like how you can't go through the manufacturer to get your AC at your house. You have to go through an AC company because they're certified.
Yeah.
They are the ones that are going to install it. They have the guarantees. They know what they're doing, and they're going to help you out. If you try
Yeah.
doing it yourself, you're probably going to pay more. You may not even be able to do it yourself because it's just too complicated. And that's
Yeah.
how we see AI. We see agencies are the growth experts when it comes to this particular new trend.
Yeah, the old IT industry, they call them the managed service providers, right? Here in
Right.
the
Yep.
new world of high level, we call them SaaSpreneurs.
Right.
But help us understand before we go any further into the conversation about the strategies, how did y'all get to this world of FormWise? Like, I mean, you were
Mhm.
SaaSpreneurs at one point, agency owners yourself, and like you found high level, you built multiple brands, Lead Dragon, Brand Lift, like then FormWise. Like help us understand the journey a little bit more for those of you that don't know anything about you guys. I mean, I'm very
Yep.
familiar with the journey. Almost every chapter, I feel like I was there witnessing all of it. But give us the journey on how you got to FormWise as business partners.
Yeah. So FormWise started out as an internal tool for our lead dragon because, as GHL SaaS agencies, we're always looking to differentiate. We're always looking for ways to activate users, not just acquire the users, but activate them so they can get well adopted inside of the sub account, whether that's custom integrations, a snapshot. Of course, in the advent of AI, I saw a big opportunity. Hey, we need to make it easy for people to go ahead and create the content for the snapshots we're loading in, the content for the workflows we already have pre-built for them. Because even if it's just templated, a lot of that stuff is super nuanced sometimes for different niches. We need a way to provide a toolkit of tools that they can easily use. This was much before content AI. I mean, like this is way. I always say we were SaaSpreneurs before SaaS mode too, back in the
Yeah.
day. But I mean, we hired a developer. We built out our white label GPTs, what we called it back in the day, and it's still alive. But um, and all it was a link that they would iframe in the custom menu link. It had a bunch of tools, industry specific tools, Facebook ad tools. And it was so easy for them to just, input their business name, we'll offer it, generate the stuff, copy paste it. It was awesome. It worked well. Um, we baited it with some of our friends because we know a lot of agencies at GHL. They wanted it. So we started just giving a raw link to everybody. Like on our OpenAI key, and it was great. And then we started getting some big agencies that wanted their own custom version of it, where and we didn't have the infrastructure to like give them a dashboard to customize the tools. People wanted to put their own prompts. People wanted to do industry specific. They wanted to use their own data. They wanted the tools to talk to the internet, prompt chaining, all like a lot of really complicated things. So what I did is I went back to the original developer and I pitched them the vision. I'm like, hey, I see a huge opportunity here for because a lot of the tools also that people wanted weren't just marketing and sales tools. They wanted operational tools as well, quality of life tools. Like we had a like a we had we still have an agency that's like in this big niche for like where people have to input notes about an accident, and they wanted to build that tool inside of high level, and they're gluing it together with Zapier. I'm like, okay, I see what people are trying to do. They're trying to find a easy no code solution to again collect data, run that data through prompts, and then show the output. So I pitched the vision to Justin, who's our CTO for FormWise, and he built an MVP like in 24 hours. I put it in the hands of users, and I had, I mean, dozens of people signing up. And then that's how effectively it grew. And now the platform is so robust. I mean, we always say we're platform agnostic. We do have a native integration through the marketplace with GHL to load in sub accounts, but we have a lot of users who aren't using GHL. We have the University of Alaska that uses us. We have a few other local governments that use us to build, chamber of commerce tools, itinerary builders. It's very a lot of very powerful applications have been built using FormWise, And again, we kind of took the idea that we learned from high level. Let's white label it. Let's put it in the hands of people. Let them build as many tools as they want.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like
Yeah.
the origin story, I guess.
Yeah,
More
you walked us through the journey of the technology as it developed,
Hmm.
right?
right.
Shawn, do you mind walking us through the strategic side of that journey a little bit? Like, how did we go from the previous brands to this brand that you're at now with AI in mind?
Yeah. So like he said, and it was probably just over probably a year and a half ago when we kind of started that first version of it. Let's call it 1.0. And like he said, people wanted to get it, be able to customize it. So that morphed into 2.0, which became FormWise. And we've been rocking that for over just a year now. So as AI has grown, right, over the past year and a half since GPT rolled out, so have we with FormWise. Like, if you looked at it now versus what it was even 6 months ago, you'd be like, wow, this is crazy. Because we're keeping up right with it. Like Hobby was saying, everything from, we're about to have the ability for literally for people to be able to
Yeah,
have their own tools and sell AI tools within inside of the system, which is great for high levelers because now they can have add-on, and upsells by being able to sell AI tools. So our strategy has been that we want to continue. Like I said, we replicate you guys at high level all the time. It's like the, what is it, skateboard, bicycle, and so on and so forth.
yep, yep.
Sometimes the guys get ahead of us and we jump straight to a motorcycle and like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Straight to
back
a
up.
rocket ship. Yeah.
Let's pull that back. Instead of a skateboard, you might even just need to walk with some of these. But because AI is something's new and changing every single week, sometimes every day, we're making sure we stay on the top of that. So
Yeah,
for us, our strategy moving forward with all of it is continue to help our fellow, high level community people by able to implement, AI tools within their system,
yeah,
plus use them internally and be able to sell them as well. And we can talk about that on the sales part of it in a
And
little
I'll
bit.
also say one thing as well is it helps that we're the avatar as well because we're still running an agency.
That's
Our
right.
agency has kind of morphed like our okay, so Brandlift's like the agency services, Lead Dragon would be like our white label version of GHL, and that's morphed to like a boutique higher end client. Now we have high ticket clients that just want their GHL managed by managed service provider, and that's what we do. And Formwise allows us to build again, like think of a Jasper.ai, but like a brand specific one for that sub account that's pre-trained on their brand voice offers. It's very easy to connect it to the workflows. And as Shawn has said, all the feedback we've gotten from the GHL agencies, because again, when someone signs up for GHL, they think they need to learn the system, all of it before they go sell. They need to go sell. They need to go sell like because you guys have a lot of pre-built offers. We've also helped people build a lot of micro AI offers. Hey, this tool is gonna, write, your entire social media calendar for the first 30 days for your niche, for your offer with your brand voice, with your, products, XYZ. So people have been able to build these little micro tools that in a sense have created a tiny value ladder step prior to selling the full sub account system. So I've seen that, I've seen a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I could name drop, but don't know if that's what we want to do right now. But we have lots of testimonials of people that have been incredibly successful. Again, because sometimes you don't want to sell the whole system. Maybe you just want to sell the social media planner and say, hey, we'll write 6 months of your content. It's going to be $97 a
yeah,
month, and then that'll upsell towards the other high level features.
That's right.
So I've seen a lot of success with that, and these are
yeah.
all micro offers.
Yeah, so this is starting to make a lot more sense. So if I'm watching this as a high level user and I don't know anything about AI and I don't know enough about SaaSpreneurship yet either, I'm brand new in the world of like, boop, I just got dropped in the landscape of high level and could
Yeah.
be overwhelming. There's a lot happening, there's a lot of moving pieces. How do I look at this and figure out monetization? Like, how do I make money on this as an agency or a freelancer? I want to provide
Yeah.
AI as a service. How do I package it? How do I, like, what are ways I can go to market? What should I price it? What should I be a niche down? Like, where do I even start in creating an offer around this as an agency?
Yeah, and I can give you a couple angles and let Hobby kind of wrap up on that part. Is that I'll just kind of tell you how we do it and how other agencies that are with
Sure.
us are doing that. So we originally started all of it by embedding or whatever you call it, iframing into the custom or the menu link inside of High Level, and we did it as an added value. We gave them over 40 AI tools as added value, right? That our clients could use, and anything from email copy to ads to
Yeah.
marketing ideas, you name it, over 40, right? And so as we started to grow and we had other people that really wanted the tool and they were doing the same, is that then we had some people that were actually selling that tool suite, if you will, AI tool suite as an add-on, 49 a month, 97 a month. So it's an
Yeah.
easy add-on because, just because we all geek out on ChatGPT, 99% of the businesses out there, they don't even know what OpenAI is. Don't know how to go to it, don't know how to use it. Well, eliminate all that because then you've got all the tools for that. So that's internally for the high level. And then outside of that, it can be used for, like he was saying earlier, internal, like even with our marketing agency. We have these nice forms that people fill out, like if they want a strategic business or marketing plan, we get them to fill out some information, and the system actually produces a suite plan for them. So that's internally. Now we're rolling out in about 2 weeks, I guess. Maybe by the time this airs, we may have it out. FormWise clients can now sell the AI tools from within FormWise account outside to the public, like gated through FormWise, which is a big deal because first of all, I think we've already got over 100 AI tools in there that you can just choose from, pick your tool set, but you can create your own AI tools, based on your industry, based on the niche. And you can get super niche as well. And that kind of brings me to the last part, which is this is why it's so important to know all this, because with thousands of GHL agencies out there, everybody's looking for a way to differentiate themselves with other agencies. And the way to do that is like Javier was saying earlier, is that you don't, no more do you have to necessarily lead with high level in a sub account, lead with, AI as a service.
Multiple things.
And
Yeah.
it just happens to be in there. I talked to a guy yesterday. He does a LinkedIn type tool. And I taught him is like if you're getting X amount a month for this LinkedIn tool, GHL comes with it. Don't just give them 2 free months with it. It was a high ticket anyways. Like
Yeah.
that's a part of it. You have to just think of it in a way that helps you and them because everybody new that comes in, Paulson, because you know this because you see it every day. They think that they just got to start selling those sub accounts, 97, 297, 497. Well, not really. Think about AI as your service because, with the right tool, whether it be Formize or whatever you use, um, you can you can greet them with AI because everybody wants to talk about it now. They didn't 8 months ago, but now every call that I get, all these businesses, almost the first word that comes out of their mouth is, "Hey, can I use AI?" And they don't even know what that means.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. So here's my take on that. Now, to answer Paulson directly, and actually learn this from Paulson, like on the first mastermind ever, for actually first GTL event ever,
Yeah.
Paulson came to my table, and it was about offer building. And what I would recommend is definitely pick a niche. It's going to be more powerful because you can be more granular with the offer. You can be more granular with the pain points, and you can be more granular with the value you'll be providing. In the sense of AI, we can back up. Let's just choose a niche. Let's just choose dentists. And it's a dental company, and whether you're dealing with the owner or somebody who's going to be managing the actual sub account or the marketing services, um, I would build a AI tool, whether it's a conversational AI bot, or build a little fill in the blanks Formize tool where they fill in the blanks and it creates all of their social media content for 3 months, the Facebook ad offer, it creates an email campaign that they can plug into the workflows. Then they need a system to plug all that in. They need a workflow. So that's your sub account. They are going to need a funnel to put the offer stuff. That's your sub account. GHO has an ads launcher now. They need an ads launcher to put that copy in. Again, you're giving the solution. Give them, 60-day trial, but charge them for that first setup. Hey, I'm going to do all this for you. It's a fill in the blanks. You're going to blow their mind away with your tool. And it's just it's a great, I've seen a lot of people create pre-recorded webinars or workshops recording themselves using this. And then that's like a training. Hey, here's how you can use AI to write all your copy. And it's through your tool that's iframed on your website inside your sub account. And then, hey, you want access to this tool? Pay $97 one time. Creates a sub account, and you're going to activate a 60-day trial for that specific SaaS with all the other
Yeah.
features. Hey,
Yeah.
these are all the features you can use with the stuff I just gave you. Here's a social planner. Go schedule all that content out. So that would be my quick answer for that. Pick a niche, offer, build the most valuable possible tool for that specific industry.
And that's easier entry too, Paulson. Is like I do all of our discovery calls, demo calls. It's the same amount of energy to try to sell what he's talking about than it is 297, and you get the whole thing and do it yourself. I haven't talked to many people lately that want to do anything themselves.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what's interesting about this conversation is, 4 or 5 years ago, when I'm talking to high levelers and agency owners quite often, the mountain that we had to climb as high level was honestly education, helping marketing professionals understand the power of SaaS. That's where we were. Like, here's why you should go build a software solution. That was the the thing that we were trying to climb. Today's world, when I talk to SaaSpreneurs, it's pivoted into what are the right competitive advantages. And FormWise, it seems like what it does is provides a huge advantage if you're an agency or a digital citizen, if that's the right word, um, to provide AI as a service is what I'm understanding. Of course,
Mhm.
you can package up high level as the housing software, right? It's the operating system, but you still have to have some bells and whistles that are relevant to those industry owners. You can't today, we
Mhm.
can't just go to the SMBs and be like, hey, here's high level. Obviously, like Javier was saying, like they're not going to survive. We know they're not going to survive. Few may trickle in here and there. Don't let them scare you, but in reality, you have to create a solution that's competitive in the
Mhm.
market to stay long
Absolutely.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And AI is a great way. I mean, right now, if you are a niche agency in GHL, you should be the authority for that niche in AI. Conversational AI, even talking about ChatGPT, form-wise, if you can operationalize all these ChatGPT prompts, like all that stuff. I mean, you should be the number one thought leader in AI when it comes to AI marketing cells specifically. Obviously, not like data science and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Marketing sells AI features. If you are serving real estate agents and you're that's your niche, you should know everything how a real estate agent could leverage AI to grow their business.
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's go further into that. We talked about two items so far, which is what are the actual role that the agency is playing in the formula, right?
Mhm.
The bridge
Mhm.
system essentially, right? Then we talked about using AI tools to essentially sell more. Sean,
Mhm.
shared a couple of notes on it. Javier, can we talk about what are brand and niche specific tools that you
Yep.
see and you suggest in general, like for someone who's absolutely brand new?
I would love to. So so in FormWise, essentially we provide like a wrapper for you to gate your prompts and your prompt change. Now, you have tools where you could build like a fill in the blanks that they put their business name, offer, business details. We have some clients that are killing it with larger clients, usually franchises or clients that are paying them pretty well. They build a toolkit for them where all the tools are pre-prompted and trained with all that client's data. The website scraped, it has a right tone. It has, basically all their offers. All the business owner has to do is say what kind of email do you want today, and it'll create that perfect email with the custom fields already in there, with the custom values already in there. And talk about stickiness. It's basically a done for you chat GPT tool, basically, where the AI outcome is being delivered by that agency. The perfect AI outcome is delivered on a silver platter for that sub account user. It's going to be a much fast, and it's happening within their sub account. It's happening within their GHL.
So
So
can you provide like an example of like what do you mean by that?
yeah,
Like what is the outcome that business owner will experience in an example?
Yeah. So we have a franchise, for example, at Lead Dragon, and this franchise specifically has a very particular brand voice. And all the copy also mentions the studio coaches. It also mentions their address. It mentions a specific offer, which is a free first workout, on the house for any new. And they always want to mention that copy on the emails. Now, we have a tool for them where they can go in their SaaS, and all they have to do is input the theme of the next event that they're having, like a workshop. As soon as they input it, the email it's like the tool read their mind, because the tool already knows everything about this franchise brand. It knows everything about the employees that the end user that their clients are going to meet, and it has all the clients' information as well, their address, their phone number, how far they are from certain areas. So all of it, it's a custom AI tool that is fully trained on that sub account, basically. So and that's just one tool. That's the email tool. We also have a tool that builds an entire workflow drip, creates 5 distinct emails. So if they have like an offer, like a fitness challenge, and they want to create a quick 5-day campaign, they can easily just fill that tool out. It creates the entire workflow for them. And the cool thing too, because unless you prompt it in ChatGPT, the output is also coming back with the custom field. So it's just copy paste. It's just copy paste. It already has a first name. It already has from username. So if there's an assigned staff member to that contact, it's already there. So when you send it, it's like, again, it's like it was. We call these tools internally, and I don't want to steal the jargon from Microsoft that they have a trademark, but we call them co-pilots. They're essentially co-pilots for that sub accounts features. So if they need, again, and also this specific client, we also built them a fitness planner that they can give their clients, that they can quickly come up with a quick fitness plan to give the clients on the fly. So you have all these industry specific and brand specific tools that this sub account staff, because they have like 6 staff members in the sub account, can use. So they're not going to get this experience anywhere else. I mean, they'll have to go to somewhere else and pay, like Salesforce, and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to get this service. They're getting it within their GHL account. They're never going to leave. And we're just waiting for them to open more locations, which they are opening one in a month. And we're gonna, God willing, hopefully they expand all over the US, and we'll be their partners in that.
Yeah.
Absolutely will.
One of the things that stood out to me, Javier, and what you mentioned is like if you are a high-level agency, you should be the leader of technology. You should be seen as the genius agency in the mix, right? You should be seen as the one that knows enough about AI. With that in mind, Shawn, can you help us understand how to position your agency as an authority in the AI space, like a bulletproof agent? Like, help us understand the brand positioning. What are things we can do to make sure we're the authority?
Yeah, on the bulletproof side, what we had mentioned about that's specifically an actual agency that uses us, uses FormWise. Bulletproof Real Estate, I'll give him a shout out. Chad Crenshaw, he's a SaaSPRENEUR award winner as well. So this is how they use AI tools as a lead magnet, but then gets them up the ladder, if you will. They use the lead magnet by, just like we do, they put AI tools on their websites, okay? So pick 3 or 4 cool AI tools that's specific to your industry. So for them, it's real estate, right? Somebody goes to their site, they go down, there's 4 AI tools that they can actually use for free right there on the site. Now, what's cool about that is that there's a lot of agents that, even if they're cheap or not, they can just go in there and write some email copy or whatever, and they keep coming back to his site to use that free tool. Guess what they're passing every time they come on that site? All of his offers, all his offers. So eventually over time, you got all these agents on his site, helps, SEO, traffic, everything. Eventually they get the offer because his offer for his coaching, they get over 400 AI tools from FormWise if they sign up to his offer. So that's an incredible, entry, if you will, with free lead magnets right there on your site. We've got them on our sites too. So, people that find our stuff, we got free AI tools. That's going to become common across the board, I think, over the next 6 months to a year with everybody. So if you have great AI tools that they enjoy using, then you can go up, from there. One of the things that we didn't cover, and I know we're getting closer to the time here, Paulson, is the word that we see a lot. Let's see if I can pronounce this right. It's a lot of our online coaches, online course creators that use FormWise. They're AIifying. Did I say that wrong?
AIifying.
AIifying
Yeah.
their business, like their digital products and courses. Now, Paulson, you know this. Over the past year, more and more online coaches, course creators are coming to high level. There's almost like a migration from the other ones that are coming over, because now you got the membership areas, all the cool stuff in the courses. So being able to AFI your business with these type of tools in there, Javier knows the guy I'm thinking of, the coach. I want to say he's a YouTube, or I'm sorry, webinar coach. He was able to put AI tools like
Inside
within
of
the
the
course.
membership area, inside
Yeah,
of the lesson area, because you guys
courses
are
and
awesome
lessons. So
and you guys let
there's
us
all these.
embed stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's all these angles, but I would say this, Paulson, leading with AI as a service, so to speak, in our opinion so far, is a great way to not sit on the sidelines and worry about selling sub accounts, because high level y'all already got it in there, the AI, bots where you can, the answering, the customer service, to the booking. There's in the workflow AI. There's even in the creation in the what social. So
Mhm.
it's not like it's going to go away. So anyone that is watching and listening is like, learn all these things, first of all, within the high level system, right? And then figure out what you can do to lead with. Hey, like Hobby said, you want 90 days of social media content, or 90 days of sales letters, nurture cycles,
Or we'll write
whatever.
your whole email. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's whatever, 997, and it comes with whatever, 2 months
Yeah.
of the system to help you with that. That's a, to me, in my opinion, that's an easier thing than getting on a demo and saying, yeah, here's 137 features. It's only 297 a month, 497 a month. And
These
guess
offers
what?
were inconceivable even a year ago.
Exactly.
AI, I mean, it should be easier to sell now more than ever with, I mean, if you can give as a offer, just to say again, any niche, we'll write 100 custom emails to reactivate your database. But that's possible with AI. If you sign up today, that's an add-on bonus. Just have them fill out a form and then have the tool make it. Like
And
it's yeah. Go ahead,
and
Sean.
just like I've messed with Rob Bailey before too. It's like Rob is like, you come over here, you can have all your database reactivation stuff ready to go.
Yeah,
Text,
yeah.
emails,
Fill
whatever.
in the blanks, boom, you get the whole workflows. And yeah, and to touch on Sean's last point, it's like, yeah, I mean, coaches and course creators, because GHL, I think, if it's not already, best way to sell courses, best way to build a membership area. You got the portals, you got the app. Great way to also add AI into those apps, into those courses. We already have again, shout out to Bulletproof Agent. They have an awesome course where you can uh they've embedded FormWise tools in each of the lessons. So they've essentially turned a course that they sell for one time into a micro recurring product. So you're AIifying all your offers, all your digital products. Instead of giving a static lead magnet, why not give access to a tool that is, very useful to them? Again, it's going to establish you as the authority in that space because it's a tool that they can only get through you again. And again, it's not just ChatGPT prompts. You can prompt chain, you can add data, you can add proprietary stuff. Coaches love this stuff because they're essentially duplicating themselves, duplicating their frameworks, and putting those into tools. And then again, it's like a secret weapon for them. Because
Yeah. The
yeah,
last thing I'll add to that, Paulson, is that if you lead with AI, it it gives you that calm confidence to not have to worry about trying to sell features, because they're going to be focused on the AI. It's like, oh, what do you got? What's AI going to do? Then you're telling them, right? You're going to write 90 days of your social media or whatever for you, whatever it is you're going to do. And then that keeps you from trying to sell 100 something features, because that's easy for anybody to. If somebody who's watching this today, they join today, and most people are going to be worried about, how am I going to show them all the features and what it can do? Don't worry about that, because you got to do sales,
and
attract
whatever
them.
you're going to give them, whether it's like a tool that's going to rewrite their copy from their website or help them come up with the perfect offer, or the webinar copy or whatever it may be, they need a system to deploy that. And that system is GHL.
That's
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
All at home.
it's, you know, it's,
Yeah.
that could be part of the workshop, you know, so.
People often ask me what's so special about high level or GHL. And in reality, it's not the technology and the features, but it's really the business model, right? The business model enables guys like yourself to build on top of this. You create your own differentiated products, differentiated offers. So, just a couple of questions that I want to unpack based on the last round of conversations. So, whenever you ask your prospects, hey, you need to have GHL, are you selling the white label version of GHL and then adding on FormWise, or do you think people can go directly and just sell GHL like as an affiliate or whatever, and then add FormWise on top of it or a
Hmm.
solution like it? So can we
Yeah.
unpack that white label versus black label versus gray label before we talk, go further into the add-on component?
Yeah, yeah, you can do any of those, like
Okay.
like he said, we've got three different things here. Like, okay, if they come through our marketing agency, right? That's one thing because they're coming to us and we're just giving them a solution. So they're going to use Lead Dragon, right? Lead Dragon, then we already have AI
And Lead
tool
Dragon is
suite.
your white label, high level,
Correct.
basically.
Yeah, white
Yep.
label, and we've already got an AI tool suite in there ready to go for them, whether we give it to them or we upcharge them for that. And then
Right.
we have the other way to where if like when they're FormWise, we've probably got maybe even half of our FormWise clients that are not even high levelers yet, wink, wink. But eventually they'll want to be because all the things that we're putting out work so well with high level. So eventually those hundreds of people will be coming over to high level, if they even get their own account straight to high level, or if they come to Lead Dragon. But we also, like Hobby said before, we have a lot of people that come to us now that are with high level directly, and they want us to service their account and do everything. It's like, okay, cool. Then we get with them on a phone call in our first onboarding, and then we figure out what formalized tool that might be really good for them that we can create for them because it's a no code. Like anybody can create these things. I'm not even technical, but it's fairly simple to create a tool. We find out this is another added value to them is like, okay, what does this business do? What could we make it a lot easier and faster for them if we created this certain formalized AI tool? And then me and Javier get together and we send that over to the guys. And now we create this AI tool that's either going to help them internally or for their sales or maybe a lead magnet. So think of the value of that as like a lot of the ones that we have our clients, just that alone has like changed everything for them. I mean, anybody could leave at any time, but that we just added another layer to them of value and showing, over time that they're not going to go anywhere because
Right.
they have high level, which is incredible. They have AI tools that are really working. And of course, most of all, they got us because they know that
Yeah.
we care.
Yeah. So for those folks that are watching on the fence and they don't have a high level account yet, they don't have a FormWise account yet, they're just kind of on the fence and just
Hmm.
observing from far. Help them understand this software world versus the old world of how agencies ran services. They're just doing Facebook ads, Google ads, and hoping for the best. And they don't have a lot of times a subscription model or a software model. Can you help us paint the picture on both sides? Like, why is it
Yeah.
important for an agency to consider a tech stack in general?
Yeah. Go ahead, Hobby. And I'll top it off after you.
Yeah, because that's just the way the world is headed. GHL has democratized access, especially to agencies and freelancers and marketers. The tools that you would have used to service your client, let's just say you were an email marketing agency, you were going to go get your client to sign up for MailChimp, or maybe you had a MailChimp enterprise account, and then you were going to glue it together with Twilio, and then glue it together with their website. You can now offer everything under the umbrella with your brand. So whether it's marketing automation as a service, whether it's texting as a service, I mean, all these things fall under the SaaS because it's your white label brand for GHL. That's just the way the world is evolving. There's no going back to that unless you remain in some high ticket vertical, super high ticket niche
Yeah.
vertical. But even then, the people I talk to that are high ticket clients, that they have high ticket clients, they still have their either they're going through GHL directly and they don't really care about white labeling, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the client doesn't care about the brand. They care about the actual outcome and solution. They're still stuck with that person because that person is a person with strategies, with frameworks, with things that they're only going to get by working with that coach or agency or that growth expert, growth partner. I'm starting to see all these different jargon things, and it's cool though because that's just the way. I mean, that's just the way it's evolving. The world is more complex. GHL makes it much less complex and puts the power in your hands. In your hands, you don't have to go hire a development team. You don't have to go to Figma and create your own SaaS and spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Yeah, probably tens of millions of dollars if you're gonna do anything like GHL, and that's probably not enough either. But yeah, I mean that's what I would say. If you're on the fence about GHL, this. I mean, you're eventually gonna come to clients who are going to come to you, hey, I want you to do my own marketing, but I already have this system, and that system is probably going to be somebody else's white label GHL. So either it better be your white label GHL, or it's going to be somebody else's, and we're already seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to top
And
that off, I'm
real
sorry.
quick, real
Awesome.
quick, Sean, the component of what Javier just said that a lot of people are missing is that you're not necessarily competing with high level as the parent. If you're on the outside, you're competing with 70,000 software companies at once. You're not
Mhm.
competing with high level. We're just the cloud, the operating system at some
Yep.
point. And I mean, Javier will tell you, like, we have a developers marketplace because of this conversation. We want you to develop add-ons. We want you to develop complementary services or even competing services. It doesn't really matter because the traffic still houses inside of one consolidated common place for all of us together, right? So in that sense, Javier, can you add another layer, if you don't mind, of the developers community? I mean, you're a tech wizard. Like, how do you, they say often, don't build your tech in somebody else's house. And we're going against the grain on that, right? Help us
Right.
understand that for the folks that are a bit more tech savvy on software.
Yeah. So we feel extremely comfortable building in, and I don't know if you guys call it the GHL cloud. We already have pages on our website for larger companies that have reached out to us, specifically franchises that need specific integrations into GHL that just don't exist with Zapier. We've managed to get deals with multi-location businesses with multi-location sub accounts because of those integrations. So we feel very comfortable as a partner with GHO on the FormWise side and on the agency side, because again, that's going to unlock. I mean, I don't know, and you guys can blur it out, but you think of Salesforce, for example, right? Salesforce has a whole and Salesforce is a 100 billion market cap, like huge thing, right?
Massive,
You
yeah.
guys are bringing that power down to just regular people like me, right? That have an agency and we service clients and we service small businesses, mom and pop shops, franchises. I'm able to make that level of impact using the available documentation that GHO has for us to add our own third-party features on top of the high-level engine. And if you'll notice, if you go to Lead Dragon, and even though people do literally take our testimonials off our website. Anyways, that's another grab. If you go to Lead Dragon, you'll notice on our logo, we don't shy away from powered by GHL. On our Lead Dragon white label logo, now, we used to be part of the, hey, I don't want people to know GHL. Now I'm proud that we're built on GHL. Because I know, we have people from GHL come even straight to us because they just want a more hands-on onboarding. They're a business
Of
owner.
course.
And, like, they sign. I don't know how they got the GHO, but y'all's marketing is good, and they just want us to. I just want to make the system sing because I know it can. I can't do it myself. I hired somebody else, and they left me hanging. So we take care of them that way. So we actually have the GHL powered by GHL under our white label brand. From
Yeah.
from the For My side for third party plugins, the developers community is incredible, and I love GHL. They're so open. They're a unicorn, but they will talk to you like they're a nimble startup. And yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about the developer
Yeah.
community.
And it's part of the sauce as we build businesses. We all fight, we all grapple, we all love, we all celebrate. We all This is all part of partnerships and as we develop companies,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Shawn, can you share notes on your thoughts? If somebody's watching from the outside, they don't know about
Mhm.
SaaS, they don't know about this, like
Mhm.
what are they missing out on by not involving a tech stack, a SaaS component to their business?
Yeah, I mean, Javier covered most of it, but what I would say is this, like, eventually you're going to come across more and more people, like Javi said, that already either have high level and then want you to take care of it, or they're going to want a system that does everything, but they don't have $15,000 a month, to do it, whether it be the bigger ones that we know, the two bigger ones I know of. So it's going to happen. So you might as well get ahead of that. Thank the good Lord that we got ahead of it 5 years earlier than everybody to do that. And so to kind of book in all of this to about this whole AI as a service, really think of AI and tools as like this. And I had just written this down. If you're just getting started or about to get started, having some great AI tools is going to help you not only with sales because you can use lead magnets, it's going to help you with fulfillment if you got the right tools, but it can also help you with onboarding by having the right
Activation.
AI tool to help fill out things and really get you going. Because here's the thing, there's a handful of great support companies, and I won't name the names in here, but most people can't get to, affording those until they probably get 15, 20 accounts maybe. So until then, the right AI tools is going to help you with your onboarding, support, your sales, lead magnets, fulfillment. And I could go on and on.
Wow
So
factor. Yep.
yeah, so anybody that's watching is on the fence. High level is it's not even just a must thing. It's going to be necessary. I think especially 2 years from now, if you don't have high level, you're going to really then have to niche down your agency
It's just
because
not
you
going to be
can be
profitable, in my opinion, to run
yeah,
an agency without high level as the core engine.
yeah, you're just not going to be able to do it because there's going to be too many people. Because I take the calls every day. There's more and more people that when I get on a discovery call from our marketing side that call and like, yeah, I've got high level or I'm going to get high level. So if you can't have that conversation with them, you're already behind the ball, right, Paulson?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And the thing is like um I'm saying this modestly. I really think high level will become a household name at some point where everybody knows what it
agreed.
is, like any other big brands that are out there. And with that being said, we're still infants in the grand scheme of things,
Sure.
we're still infants. But what's happening is the noise around high level is very elevated because you have marketers that are behind it, right?
Mhm.
They're the first adopters. So then the noise in the market travels very quickly, fast, and efficient, and it has the right messaging in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I think you're going to miss out on a competitive advantage that you can monetize on. And what's crazy is like SaaS allows you to keep 100% of the revenue too. Like it's not like we're not asking you to go resell. This is not a reseller model. This is a true SaaS model.
Mhm.
Can we close out the conversation with that if you don't mind? Javier, maybe you go first and Shawn.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, man, and then the SaaS model is like the cherry on top. Like again, 100% margin. You resell tools that they're going to use anyways. You can bundle it with the service. You can do a different business model called SaaS, software with the
With the
service, which
service,
is
yeah.
super easy to sell. Whether it's a website, hey, we'll build your website and maintain it for $100 a month. Like all these like managed service provider style services that are available to you. They get their own login. They have to log in to see their customers anyways. Most small business don't even have a CRM. So even though there's other big players in the marketplace, the small business like market really hasn't been penetrated by the CRM players. GHL offers a way for you to again, hey, we'll do your marketing services, and it's going to come with a CRM. If you decide to cancel the marketing services, you can have the CRM for $297. It's very affordable, covers all these other features. but this is where we're going to send your leads to. Your leads are going to get emails and texts. It's all within this, and we'll also send you an email notification about the leads. But it's all going to happen on its own. It's just complimentary part of our Facebook ad service. It's only $1,000 a month. Boom. Like, I mean, that's a perfect like offer, for example. So in my opinion, like the SaaS model, again, you guys have, I'll say it again, you guys have democratized the SaaS model to regular people, or I mean, and when I say regular people, like agencies, where they can now basically compete against MailChimp. They can compete against, Infusionsoft, Keep, anything else out there that their existing clients may be using or contemplating using. Well, hey, just run it through me. I will be your growth partner in this service. So that's what I would say. I hope that
I
was
love
adequate.
that. I love that. I mean, that's the reality of today's market in 2024.
Yeah,
This is not something that we're building towards. This is
yeah,
already built and the train has already passed in a sense.
yeah.
Um, Sean, go ahead. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I was going to say, so, we've kind of talked about three different versions here today. You got your typical SaaS, you got SWAS, and then what we talk about AI as a service. So our biggest model for us right now is the AI as a service and SWAS, software with a service. And we really morphed into that. We didn't pivot to that, Paulson, but because like
Yeah.
we've talked about today, the way everything's going, it was a necessity for us when we started it about 8 months ago, to where I remember that first call real quick, is that it was more than just a SaaS. I was like, okay, what do I do here? And I put some numbers together and they're like, yep, let's do it. And we just overnight became SWAS. And, we've added so many of those since. And it's actually, it's easier for me it's because it's the same energy of trying to sell somebody at 297, 497 as it is 1,500, 2,500, 5,000, if you really think about it. And in our opinion, you're providing a better service for them and they're going to stay longer because nobody, like I said before, I haven't heard anybody lately say, hey, I want to do everything myself. So
And if
find
they
those.
don't get it from you, and if they don't get it from you, if they don't get the marketing automations from you, they're going to get it from somebody else. If they
That's
don't get
right.
the AI as a service from you, they're going to go get it from somebody else. Because
That's
in the
right. So,
future, every small business is going to have an AI something.
yeah.
And if they
So,
don't get it from you, it's going to be from someone else. Yeah, go ahead.
like I said, AI in your business is you've got to do that even with GHL, and GHL's got is already in the AI realm, and it's only, I'm sure, going to get even better inside of GHL.
Yeah.
So, Paulson, 5 years deep, we're almost with you guys, and we wouldn't change a thing. I mean, look, I'm even repping the hat today, if you can see it.
I love it.
Yeah,
So,
I got so much high level merch too.
well, this session was really insightful, guys. We talked about AI as a service as the overarching theme. The four discussion points we made was the role of the agency in AI adoption. Javi
Mhm.
talked about that. Javi also talked about what is a brand or niche specific type of tools, how you look at it. Sean talked about using AI tools to help you sell more and position your offers and packages a certain way. And he also talked about positioning yourself as an authority, similar to the bulletproof agent and things like that. And we also talked about AI-fying, the future of AI and how it impacts high level and the
Mhm.
relationship with high level that you all should absorb. So if you're watching this out there, if you don't have a high level account or a FormWise account, you need to jump into trials and test these things out. And you have plenty of help on all different fronts. There's not a I really don't think there's that many excuses anymore
No.
to provide a tech stack that is competitive to the market. But either way, guys, I appreciate you jumping in. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
looking forward to seeing you all and maybe at least at the conference. I assume you guys
Yep.
absolutely.
usually
Yep.
come.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
VIP.
Okay, awesome. And I think you're on the run for the third SaaSPRENEUR Award win, huh? I
That's our goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The trifecta, as they say, the trifecta, right?
The what do they call it in soccer?
Trips.
The hat,
The hat trick.
the hat trick.
And then bowling is turkey. I think it's a turkey. I can't remember. All these things. So we
Yeah,
can do
I
it all.
mean, as easy as we make it sound like, there's a lot of tears, lot of prayers, a lot of, trials and tribulations that go into building these things. So
Hmm.
don't assume for one bit from this conversation it's that easy, but I do think in 2024, if you want to be relevant as a digital citizen, it's time to lean in and understand the strategies. But Shawn, Javier, thanks for jumping in. It was another a fantastic episode of our high level podcast called Spotlight Sessions. Again, there's some links in the description, and we'll have some links for FormWise as well and resources there. So if anybody want
Okay.
to jump into a demo or a trial or whatever, feel free to reach out to Shawn or Javier if you're watching this. But either way, and you're also in the developers marketplace as well, right? So people can take a look at that and see information there. But anyways, thank you guys.
Thanks,
Cool.
Boston. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay, bye for now.
Peace.